Logic Pro X is trying to be like Ableton Live, I see. What is going on, guys? DJ Av here with a tech news roundup, and we're going to talk about a few things here because we got some pretty cool stuff on the table. So first off, we're going to talk about Logic Pro X, which has an Ableton Live like looping feature coming to it very soon. It's been leaked by Apple, so we're going to talk more in detail. I'm going to give you my hot take on it. Then we're going to talk about Zen Beats, which is a DAW by Roland. And we're going to talk about the details behind that because it was a free app before the quarantine, but now it is actually a free app. Last but not least, I'm going to wrap things up talking about SynthMaster One. I'm going to show you how SynthMaster One is because it's a really dope app. And I plan on doing some detailed videos in the future. Trust me with this. Videos with the word free in it is free views. So with that honesty, let's go ahead and talk about Logic Pro X in that Ableton Live feature. So the source that I'm using is Music Radar, so make sure that you check that out in the description box just in case you want to read that whole article. And it says, is Logic Pro X set to get live loop triggering and recording? And then it's followed by this image which was taken from Apple before they removed it off their website. And as you can see, it has some live loop feature. It looks kind of like Ableton Live, and it actually looks pretty cool, honestly. I ain't gonna lie, I do got a little bit of Windows penis envy when it comes to Apple having Logic Pro X, because I remember using it way back in the day when it was Logic Pro 5 on the PC. So the headlines read like this right here. It looks like Apple has inadvertently leaked a new feature that's coming to its Logic Pro X DAW, live triggering of loops. Mac Rumors reports that an image on the educational page of Apple's website, since removed, appeared to show an apparently new version of Logic featuring a variation on the live loop function that was added to GarageBand for iOS in 2016. And then they show you how GarageBand looks like. And a lot of people sleep on GarageBand on the iPad, and this is actually probably one of the best DAWs, which second to me is Cord Gadget, but this right here is probably one of the best ones, and it's free. It comes with your iPad when you first get it. So yeah, check it out if you haven't. You'll be surprised at how dope it is. Rather than giving you a full Ableton Live style session view with tracks showing vertically, Apple takes on a loop triggering concept, keeps different parts displayed horizontally with loops displayed in cells. So that's, when we look back at the image, yeah, it does have its own little flow to it. And it doesn't look like it's gonna be the same. Well, actually it does. When I work with GarageBand, you can have different drum loops and different ways to lay out your drum pads and stuff like that. So you can do different MIDI just like Ableton Live. But yeah, it just looks very nice that you can have this kind of workflow. Trust me guys, Logic heads, you should be very excited for this. And this source for the Zen Beats article is from Music Radar as well. And it reads like this. Get more instruments and sound and DAW export options. Finally, Roland, you're doing something right. I'm trying to keep my hot takes to the very end. I apologize. And then you get met with a Zen Beats video. And just to verify why I sound a little snarkly when talking about Zen Beats, I'm gonna read this part of the article right here. To be completely accurate, we should say that the core app has always been free, but right now you can get the unlocked in-app purchase, which means you get to unlock the features, which adds significantly more features and usually retails at $15 for nothing as well. So that's a really huge step. Last but not least, of course, SynthMaster One, which is free, but never mind that. I'm just gonna show you those two apps, but hot off the press, Universal Audio. What the heck? They are releasing Luna, which was already a free DAW if you have a UAD device. For those who don't know, Universal Audio, which is basically a company that has their own audio interfaces. I just purchased my interface, which wasn't a UAD interface. Y'all can see that video at the top right of the screen right now. But Universal Audio is one of those companies that I always think makes great interfaces, and they have always innovated when it comes to that. And the article reads like this. Although in the grand scheme of things, music software launches don't feel that important right now, they can provide a welcome distraction in this time of global uncertainty. We all know, we all quarantine right now. Recognizing this, UAD, or Universal Audio, has announced that it's set to bring forward a release of Luna, a free DAW for owners of the Apollo and the Aero audio interface. So if you already have this interface, you're guaranteed that you're gonna get that DAW, which at NAMM, they didn't want people calling it a DAW, so they didn't seem like they were stepping on the necks of their competition or companies that they work with, rather, or making themselves seem like competition, and indeed they are. So this is what you get when you start Zen Beats right here. You will have to log in or create an account. You can pass it too. I think it does have an option to skip it. And you know, you have your shopping cart here. You know, they're not really forcing anything on you. It just tells you that they're going by some type of point system or whatnot. If I look at redeem over here, I don't see anything. So all I can do is just see and hope that, you know, you got these unlocks over here and that means something. But I want to go ahead into the interface so you guys can see that as well. I'm not going to go into hyper detail here. I'm just trying to see what it looks like all together. So, you know, it says create new song. So the UI, it just looks a little weird. I mean, again, I'm not doing a review on it right now, but this is what you can expect if you're going to download it or whatever. In hindsight though, I want to talk about this right here, which is SynthMaster One, give y'all a little preview. And this is just how some of the sounds are in SynthMaster One here. You got ARPs, which is something that's that when you produce on iOS is not very common. You have a pretty vast library. You got the browser button over here where you can select presets of any sort. So, you know, you got a couple of So you got some pretty cool sounds, you know, that you can flip through. I'm not gonna do a whole video on this either, but this is SynthMaster One in the flesh here, and it's pretty dope. Go ahead and download that. So now for my hot take. So the first hot take is Logic Pro X, and I'm gonna say, hey, that's a very good thing. I think more DAWs should embrace what Ableton Live does with their clip mode. There's a lot of different hardware pieces that have clip-based mode and clip-based production. I mean, I have the Akai Force, and even MPC has clip-based mode production. And with that, you have more flexibility. Believe it or not, when you go into your arrangement, it's not going to be locked in loops, but you can for live jamming as well. So they think about the live performances. So that's just nothing but pluses for anybody that has Logic Pro X. And again, it's already been in the GarageBand if you use iOS. So why not just bring it to the desktop? So my hot take on Zen Beats being absolutely free is finally rolling. You did something right. Holy crap. There's been a whole bunch of other companies that have done this in this past couple of weeks when we were talking about this quarantine bullshit. And yeah, it's about time that y'all wake up. And I'm pretty sure the reason why they woke up is because they saw all the good press that other companies were getting for doing free stuff. And yeah, it is what it is. I mean, you can totally see through that. But other than that though, I think it's a really good move, and I plan on doing a video on Zen Beats and talking about the features and making up a beat in it, because I like just making tracks on different things. Last but not least, SynthMaster One. I've already had that desktop app for quite a while. I've done a review on it years ago. The review is, I mean, in terms of my quality, but the app in itself, the desktop app, is fantastic. Probably the best wavetable synthesizer out there that doesn't get recognition. And now that you have access to that on iOS, makes it that much better. So yeah, iOS gang, go ahead and download that and enjoy the free app. So let me know in the comments, are you gonna check out some of those free iOS apps? I think that you should if you have an iOS device. And if you're a Logic Pro X head, are you excited about getting a live looping feature? Because that sounds like nothing but good to me. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, as somebody that uses Ableton Live, I think that a lot of DAWs should copy Ableton Live in that regard. I'm being dead ass serious when I say that. You might not like it, but I'm gonna tell you right now, you will love it.